Welcome back second prep. بنكمل حلقتنا concerning science syllabus تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. خدنا الحلقة اللي فاتت الجروب 1A وكانوا اسمهم الالكلاي metals and they are found in the left side of the modern periodic table. the table اللي احنا بدأنا ناخد الديسكريبشن بتاعها in lesson 1, 2 and 3. طيب تعالوا نشوف مع بعض. الالكلاي metals زي ما قلنا ان they are located on the left side of the modern periodic table in the S block and they contain 6 elements. On the top of them الهيدروجين، وقلنا اسباب وجود الهيدروجين في الجروب 1A. وقلنا كمان ان جروب 1A it is the most carries the most active metals. They are very active because they are highly chemical reactive. They enter chemical reactions and reactions دايما اللي بالelements دي is very very aggressive. قلنا كمان ان احنا عندنا ليثيوم وصوديوم وبوتاسيوم are located on the top of the group and they float on the water surface while rubidium and cesium sink in the water surface. وقلنا كمان ان cesium is the most metallic element in group 1A and in all the periodic table. طيب تعالوا نشوف مع بعض ونكمل الاكسرسايزز بتاعتنا. طيب if I have exercise 1 انا عندي هنا I have a graph. طبعا graphs دي احنا familiar ليها. تعالوا نشوف الجراف بيقول لنا ايه. بيقول لنا density اللي هي الجرام per cubic centimeter ومرقم لي الدنسيتي on the y axis وحاطط لي مجموعة elements that is found in group 1A. number 1 lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium and cesium. طيب بيقول لي ايه تاني جراف؟ It's talking about density. طب تعالوا نشوف ايه questions on this graph. Number 1 really from the following figure mention the names of the metals that sink and the metals that float on the water surface, knowing that the density of water is 1 gram per cubic centimeter. طيب تعالوا نشوف مع بعض. Let's see the first element cesium. Let's see the first element lithium. Lithium واقف فين? Stopping where? At 0.5. So it's less than 1. So lithium will float. Lithium will float. طيب والصوديوم. Let's see sodium. صوديوم موجود برضو. It's found less than 1 gram per cubic centimeter. So it also floats. يبقى صوديوم and lithium. طيب بوتاسيوم برضو. تعالوا نشوف كده على الجراف هنلاقيه ان هو برضو less than 1 gram per cubic centimeter. يبقى بوتاسيوم. يبقى these elements float on the water surface. float on the water surface. طيب ايه بقى rubidium وcesium؟ what about them؟ هنلاقي ان rubidium is 1.5. it is more than 1 gram per cubic centimeter. it is more than the water density, so it will sink. يبقى rubidium will sink. okay. طيب cesium with my eyes of course it is more than 1 gram per cubic centimeter, so also cesium will sink. okay. طيب يبقى اتفقنا ان the first 3 elements in group 1A they float on the water surface and rubidium and cesium they sink because lithium, sodium and potassium they have less density than the water density while rubidium and cesium have more density than the water density. طيب let's move on. تعالوا نشوف another question. Exercise 2 is talking about a couple of chooses. Choose number 1 بيقول لي space are kept under kerosene in the lab. Let's see our choices. بيقول لي alkali metals, halogens, inert gases, alkaline earth metals. Of course, the answer would be the alkali metals, which are the metals found in group 1A. So our answer would be A, alkali metals. طيب, let's move on. دايما عود نفسك to read the question till the full stop before answering. طيب, ناخد question number 2. Tells me elements which have atomic numbers 2, 8, 16, 2, 10, 8, 3, 11, 19, D, 4, 12, 20 are from alkali metals. Remember the alkali metals? دايما بimagine المودرن periodic table زي ما قلت لك قبل كده. I'm imagining group 1A from top to bottom. عندي ليثيوم، عندي صوديوم، عندي بوتاسيوم، روبيديوم، سيزيوم. مع الوقت ومع تكرار المذاكرة هتبدأ to memorize these electrons. طب أنا كان عندي الليثيوم الاتوميك نمبر إيه؟ 3. Excellent. والاتوميك نمبر of sodium 11 and potassium 19. اوكي؟ وانا عايزك تعرف بس اول 3 elements الاتوميك نمبر بتاعهم ايه. طيب, يبقى what will be our answer? I think it will be C. Of course C. I think it will be C. Of course C. Okay? طيب, let's see question 3. The most active element in group 1A. كتير منكم هيقوم مختار francium, but it's actually not. We said before that francium is a radioactive element. It's exceeding its metallic property, gives out radio waves. So the most metallic element, it is the element found at the bottom of group 1A. فاكرين اللي احنا قلناه كان مين؟ كان of course cesium. So our answer will be B. Okay? طيب. We're going to discuss some exercises together and let's see the answers on our board. Let's solve them together. Prepare your paper with you. Okay, let's continue exercise number 3. It will talk about 3 elements: X, atomic number 17, Y, atomic number 11, and Z, atomic number 12. بيقول لي which element, number 1, is the most metallic element. Number 2, position of element Z in the modern periodic table and which block it belongs. 3, what kind of solution will be formed if element Y reacted with water? طب how will I solve these 3 questions? Number 1, you must make electronic configuration. Remember when we used to locate the position of an element? We must do this in these 3 elements in order to solve these questions. So let's solve them together. Did you prepare your copybook? Let's start solving. طيب. Okay, let's start. يقول لي element X وكان X 17 Y was 11 and Z was 12. Let's write them down. Y 11 and Z 12. Right. Let's see. I'm going to make an electronic configuration for each element. Plus 17. Okay. 2, 8, 7, plus 11, 2, 8, 1. Sorry, I'm going to erase number 11 because it's not clear. Okay. 11. And Z was 12. Are you writing it down? Please write it down. Make it a practice for you at home, please. Okay. 2, 8, 8. Oh, sorry. I did it wrong. Here, I must write 2. So make sure when you're making an electronic configuration, you're distributing your electrons equally. Right, let's see. We're going to erase this part. I'm going to erase this and this one. Okay? And then I'm going to write the right number. 2, 8, 10. So it's 2. And I will circle the electrons in the outermost energy level for each element. Let's see what our questions is asking. طيب. Number 1, he said, the most metallic element. The most metallic elements are found in group 1A. And I know that a group is represented by the number of electrons in the outermost energy level. So let's figure out which of these elements, okay, are the most metallic elements. X, it has 7 electrons in its outermost energy level, okay? So it tends to gain an electron. Type Y, it is 11. The atomic number is 11. It has only 1 electron in its outermost energy level. And Z, it has 2. Did you figure it out? I think it will be Y. طب why Y? Because Y has 1 electron in its outermost energy level. So it's found in group 1A. واحنا عارفين ان group 1A are the most metallic elements. They are the most metallic elements. صح ولا لا؟ يبقى our choose for number 1 will be Y. Will be Y. So we will write it here, Y11. And this is our answer. طب how did I figure my answer? I must make an electronic configuration. طيب, let's see the second question. Position of element Z. He wants me to say element Z. It's found in which position? The word position, يعني I want you to tell me which group is it in and which period it belongs to. طيب وقال لي كمان and which block it belongs. طب تعالوا نشوف Z. Z is in group. What group? How can I know the group? By the number of electrons in the outermost energy level. طيب يبقى 2. هل أقول group 2؟ لا. Group 2A. يبقى it's found in group 2A. And in period, how can I figure out the period? Remember in lesson 1, we count, excellent, we count the energy levels. Let's count the energy levels. 1, 2, 3. So it's in period 3. قال لي كمان, and don't forget, I told you before, you must read the question till the full stop before answering. لأن أنا ممكن أبقى في الكويستشن الواحد طالبة منك كذا حاجة. فأنت you must read till the full stop. طيب, it's found in group 2A and in period 3. فاكرين group 2A is found on which side? It's on the left side. Excellent. And it's in the S block. So it belongs to block S, or the S block. Let's write our answer. Okay, so the position of element Z, it is in group 2A, period 3, and it's found in the S block. Because the S block contains 2 groups on the left side, which is 1A and 2A. Now let's continue. What kind of solution will be formed if element Y reacted with water? Sorry, this is what? It's not white, it is what? So here, it's supposed to be what? What? Sorry? What kind of solution will be formed if element Y reacted with water? طيب تعالوا نشوف element Y. احنا عارفين من الستادينج بتاعنا ان element Y ده الاتوميك نمبر بتاعه 11. يبقى for sure it's sodium. طب what happens when it reacts with water? Remember in lesson 2 we said that sodium reacts immediately with water, producing what? Producing sodium hydroxide, which is an alkaline solution, plus what? Plus hydrogen. Hydrogen gas, it evolves, plus heat, plus pop sound. طيب, how did this reaction happen? This reaction happened that sodium is located above hydrogen in the chemical activity series. So it's more powerful, it's more active. It can replace hydrogen in its chemical reaction. طب هوريكم ازاي حصلت الرياكشن دي وازاي نعمل بالانس للرياكشن دي. This reaction is a very aggressive reaction. Produces a pop sound. بل ساعات بيحصل explosion. لو أنا عندي very huge amount of sodium, it will explode. It will make a massive explosion. So you must be careful when you react with these kinds of elements. خاصة الelements اللي موجودة في group 1A. طيب تعالوا نشوف ايه اللي حصل. الووتر عبارة عن oxygen atom, وكل oxygen atom there's a bond between it and between the hydrogen atom. Okay, what happens is that sodium comes and kicks out this hydrogen atom. It kicks it out here in a form of what? Gas. And we know that gases in first prep, they are diatomic. They do not exist in monoatomic nature. They are diatomics. Okay, then the sodium replaces. هو بيقول ايه؟ بيقول يا hydrogen get away and I will replace you. بيجي مكان الهيدروجين الصوديوم وبيطلع لي alkaline solution اللي هو ال NaOH, which is this type of solution. طيب هل الايكويشن دي balanced as we took in lesson 2? No, it's not balanced. لازم عدد الاتومز here تبقى equal to the number of atoms here. طب let's balance our equation. Let's see how we balance it. Let's revise together. كتير منكم know now by now how to revise our equation. So let's see it now. طيب يلا نعمل البالانس مع بعض. Okay. How many sodium do I have here? I have 1 sodium. And how many hydrogen? 2. 2 hydrogen atoms. And how many oxygen? Oxygen, 1. طيب how many sodium here? Sodium is 1. Oh, only 1. طب الأكسجين برضو 1. There's only 1 atom. طب الهيدروجين how much? H2 and 1H, 2 plus 1, H equals 3. ده في unbalance هنا. ده الهيدروجين هنا ب3 والهيدروجين هنا بإيه؟ ب2. يبقى I must balance this equation. That's why I put a 2 in front of a compound. طب تعالوا نشوف، تعالوا نحاول نعمل balancing. هفكر ان انا احط 2 هنا. I will put 2 here. اوكي؟ طب اصبح دلوقتي عندي كام صوديوم in my new balance؟ عندي هنا 2. وعندي هنا كام اكسجين؟ صوديوم 2 وكام اكسجين؟ 2. It is 2. وكام هيدروجين؟ 2 also. يبقى الهيدروجين هنا بقى 2 plus 2 بقى 4. طب هاجي بقى on the reactants. اوكي sodium and water. هنا الهيدروجين بكام؟ ب2. اقدر اخليها 4؟ يس هحط 2 هنا. طب انا لما I put number 2 here, the number of atoms of the hydrogen is how much? 4. And the oxygen, they are 2. But the hydrogen changed into 4 and it's like the hydrogen here on this side, and the oxygen is now 2. But there's a difference in what? In sodium. أنا عندي هنا الصوديوم 2 وهنا الصوديوم 1. يبقى أنا مضطرة أعمل إيه؟ مضطرة أحط 2 هنا to balance my equation. Okay? So the reaction of sodium with water, it produces an alkaline solution. Hydrogen gas is evolved, heat and pop sound as we took in lesson 2 in details, and we balance our equation. طب هل أنا in my exam I do the balancing? No, I'm just showing it to you to know where the 2 comes from, because we never memorize an equation. You must try to understand it first. طيب, let's see our answer بقى. What kind of solution will be formed if element Y reacted with water? أنا مش هكتب sodium. I'm not going to write sodium. I'm going to write Y. But I know that Y is sodium. I will say Y plus H2O. When it reacts with water, it will give me YOH, which is sodium hydroxide, or an alkaline solution, plus hydrogen plus pop sound plus heat. Okay? And this is the alkaline solution. يبقى what kind of solution is formed? Alkaline solution. Alkaline solution. Okay? طيب. Let's move on. Our second question, يقول لي 3 elements A19, B9, calcium 20. Which element has the smallest atomic size and why? طيب ايه السؤال اللي بعديه؟ مين ال most metallic? Whose from the 3 elements are the most metallic? 3. Who's the most non-metallic? We took in lesson 2 that the metallic elements are opposite to the non-metallic elements. طيب ايه تاني؟ خلاص let's try solving these questions. At first, we must make electronic configuration for the 3 elements. Okay, A, it was 19, and B9 and CA20, B9, C20, okay. Let's see, plus 19, 2, 8, 8, 1. We now can make a very fast electronic configuration. It's very easy. Plus 9, 2, 2, 7, plus 20, 2, 8, 8, 2. Okay? طيب يقول لي ايه؟ Who's the most smallest atomic size? Why? Of course, it is B. طب why B? Because it has 7 electrons in its outermost energy level. يبقى لما باجي أقول the smallest atomic size element, it will be B9. Why? Write it down. Because it has 7 electrons in its outermost energy level. Okay, so it has the highest attraction force and the highest electronegativity. So it has the smallest atomic size. The most metallic element and the most non-metallic element. Let's see together. طيب احنا عملنا electronic configuration for the 3 elements that we have in our question. We have A19, 1 electron in the outermost energy level. B9, it has 7 electrons in the outermost energy level. اهو. والB20 has 2. هو بيقول لي ايه؟ مين الموست metallic؟ طيب the most metallic of course the elements found in group 1A. طب هل في element from these 3 found in group 1A? Of course yes. It is element 19 and it has 1 electron in its outermost energy level. So it's found in group 1A. So it is the most metallic. It is the most metallic element. طيب the opposite to it بقى ندور على element. We look for the elements that have the most number of electrons in the outermost energy level because it has the most non-metallic property as we took in lesson 2. طيب who here? The 2 or the 7? Of course the 7, which is the most non-metal. Which is the most non-metal. Okay? يبقى احنا متفقين ان A19 is the most metallic element. A19 is the most metallic element and B9 is the most non-metal. And by this we have finished our exercise. Let's sum up our lesson of today together and let's move on. Thank you. Okay, our summary of today. We started the main groups of the modern periodic table and we talked about group 1A in details. As we see here, group 1A, its atomic number increases as we move from top to bottom. Its number of energy levels increase as we move from top to bottom because I'm opening a new energy level as I move from top to bottom in group 1A as we took in lesson 2. And the atomic size, of course, increases. The metallic property also increases. And when the metallic property increases, the reactivity increases in equivalent with the metallic property. طب ايه عكس دول؟ What is opposite to this? The attraction force decreases, the non-metallic property decreases, and the electronegativity decreases also. طيب يبقى احنا اتفقنا ان عندنا 5 points that increase in group 1A and 3 points that decrease in group 1A. طيب group 1A, it is the first group in the S block. It's located on the left side of the modern periodic table. Their chemical activity increases from top to bottom as we move in the group. And what are the properties of the alkali metals? Number one, they are good conductors of heat and electricity because they are all metals and they are very active. Number two, they are very active elements, so they are kept under kerosene or paraffin oil. Three, they are monovalent because they have only one electron in its outermost energy level. Four, they tend to lose their electron during their chemical reaction, changing into a positive ion carrying a positive charge, as we said before. And number five, they have low density, lithium and sodium and potassium, they float on the water surface, while rubidium and cesium, they sink. وعندنا cesium is the star, he's the most metallic element, has the biggest atomic number, so he's the most reactive element also. طيب. And by this, we finished our lesson of today. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I want you to repeat watching it several times in order to follow up the lessons. عايزاك دايما تعمل practices كتيرة. Don't just look at the episode. لا, open your mind. Survey the internet. Enter the knowledge bank. شوف sites كتيرة. Watch videos and watch, listen to a lot of videos and a lot of read a lot of sites, read the information about the main groups in the modern periodic table. وسع أفق المعلومات عندك. And thank you and looking forward to see you again. Thank you. Bye bye.